Then no gonna do it, and then no. I don't know the words of that song.
Mm.
My telephone.
Oh my gosh. Stop calling. I don't want to hear anymore. With my heart on the dance floor. Stop calling. On the dance floor. Stop telephoning me. Okay.
See,
That was the jam, though. I like that. That was the one that she did with Beyonce, right?
right?
And then she had, hers was called Telephone, and then Beyonce had one called Video Phone, and she was the feature on Beyonce's.
Oh, I remember video phone, but I don't remember Lady Gaga on that one. Get out of here.
A little bit of trivia there for you.
I tell you what, learn something new every day, buddy.
I told you that I consider myself a music connoisseur.
Oh, listen, just because you knew one fact that you were sure of, because you was dropping some facts the other time, but then it was like, I mean, I don't know, I could be making that up.
Were they right?
I don't know. I didn't even get a chance to Google. Listen, first of all, what's going on, friends? This is a special feature.
Hi, friends.
We doing something brief and quick to we missed y'all, and we felt like we got to do something. We got to keep a consistent, like, bringing it to the people's kind of thing going on. So this is a special feature.
You know what? And you're absolutely right. I actually missed it when we didn't record last week.
I know.
You were a little bit under the weather, so that's understandable.
Right.
The whole phone conversation podcast is, of course, using your voice. So if you're not feeling well and don't sound quite up to it, it's going to take away from it. But I really did miss talking to you, having this conversation with our new friends. Exactly. So I was glad we got to kind of pop in and do a real quick one here, so we can have one on the books and keep consistent, and then still have another one for them this week.
Agreed. And I'm gonna bear through, because like even right now I'm about to cough. But yeah, last week it was bad. Like it's one of those coughs, like as soon as you start talking it flares up, and it's still around that, but not as bad. Like I'll be laughing funny, because as soon as I start laughing, I'll start coughing. But no, yeah, I was like, oh, it's something. It just, there was an empty space, and I was like, no, we gotta get on here and make the people laugh and talk about what's going on, even just for a brief second. So that's what we came to do.
I don't know if they're laughing.
No,
because what we're saying is funny, or if they're laughing because we don't know what we're talking about.
It's a mixture. It's a mix. We know. I mean, we know what we're talking about. That we know that we don't know, so that's why we're talking about it.
That's right, Lily,
Lily Gladstone.
Lily Gladstone.
All her friends, and how's your mom and them? No, but what's been going? Listen, I even got me a drink poured up.
A hot toddy. That's what you need.
For real. Yeah.
It'd break up all that, whatever you got going
all
on
the just nastiness. But I got me.
Is the weather? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Is the weather cool out? Is the weather cool there?
It's been rainy like nobody's business up here in Indiana.
Really?
Yeah, but it hasn't been as cold. It dropped a little bit today, but like looking at the forecast for the following week coming up, we're gonna be in the 50s. I'm like, global warming, because in January in Indiana and we're in the 50s, something ain't right, but I'll take it. But yes, but it has been like drizzly and rainy and gloomy, no sun. Everybody gotta.
That hot toddy would be good for you. You know, the weather is kind of cold and damp, and you got a little tickle in your throat, and that might feel nice and warm.
Hot toddy put some hair on your chest.
For real.
Hot toddy put some hair on your chest. You gotta use the Schick razor. But no, what is in a hot toddy? Was that the one with brandy whiskey?
It's
Everybody's yelling right now.
I don't know about the brandy part. When I make it, I use whiskey. It's hot tea and lemon and honey and whiskey. And every now and
Okay.
then, if I want to spice up my hot toddy, and I only drink them when I'm sick, or I only make them for like my family members, like usually if they're sick. So it's typically not a drink that I would just drink, even though
Yeah.
on a cold night it might not be okay. I mean, overall it might not, it just might be nice to have. But every now and then I'll do like a little cinnamon hot toddy.
Oh,
So
okay.
I use, instead of just using regular whiskey, I'll use Fireball whiskey and still
Ooh.
use the honey and the lemon, and then maybe put a little bit of cinnamon in it, or something, just to kind of, just to make it a little bit
Yeah.
different. But yeah, so it's usually whiskey, honey, tea, and lemon, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, family friend, dear family friend, she's the sweetest and has the sweetest voice. She used to make them. I remember her making one, and she would make it with the, I believe it was whiskey and everything, and she'd add the smallest little dab of butter.
Really?
Yes, and it was just
What did
so
that do?
it
Just
it
make
was
it
like
taste better?
smooth. Like yeah,
Oh
it
yeah, I
just like
bet.
I don't even know. It gave it that buttery taste.
And you
You know what I
couldn't, like,
mean?
it didn't taste buttery, it just made it taste more like,
Smooth. It just brought everything together.
I bet you it smelled great. I love the smell of melting butter. Oh,
Oh,
I love the smell. I don't know what it is, but like, when you melt butter before you go to saute some onions, or
yes,
before you go to
yes.
make, I think about it when I go to make like Rice Krispie treats, and you have to melt the butter before you add the marshmallows.
Ooh,
I
mm-hmm.
love the smell of melting butter, like on the stove top. Like,
Lusciousness.
I loved it.
Now, why
Yum.
isn't that a candle scent? Melted butter. I'd buy it just for the kitchen.
That uh, I don't know. Is that a smell that everybody likes?
I'm sure if you like clean linen, you like some melted butter.
Butter. Yeah,
Stop
that's a,
playing.
even if you don't like it, it's a good name.
Right?
It's a good name for a candle,
Melted
melted
butter.
butter. I'm
Mmm.
Let's coin that. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Market.
Let's do it.
Hashtag trademark. We did it again.
Because because even though we're talking about butter, I'm thinking of the melted butter before the marshmallow. So then if you add the marshmallow, then it turns into like a sweet melted butter,
Like a
which is
Rice
even
Krispie treat. Like a
which is
Rice
even like a
Krispie treat.
better name of a candle,
Ooh.
sweet melted butter, because it's going to smell kind of like
Yes.
vanilla-y, and yeah, I
People,
like that.
are y'all hearing this? I promise you, it just comes off the top of our head, and like we're mentally millionaires because the ideas that we have just start rolling, and it just is what it is. I was just going to say, even something as simple as, have you ever just I forget from time to time, but then when I have a piece of toast with some butter,
Melted
and I'm
butter.
just like, yes,
It's the simplest thing, but it's so
this.
good.
Oh my
And
gosh!
then don't spread a little bit of preserves on top. I'm done with a cup of warm tea.
Stop it! Oh, stop.
It's so simple, but it's so good. You know what I want when I have that?
What?
When I'm watching a British television show.
Now, why you got to play the role? Shut up, Beth. Yeah, see, we was doing good, and then you just
But no,
we listen. We cracked the door, and then you just swung it wide open, just
but it
wide
goes
open.
so good together. When I'm
Tea and
watching a
crumpets,
British when I'm watching a
tea and
British
biscuits.
show, I like British detective shows.
Uh huh.
And so when I'm watching them, it makes me want to have, first of all, it's always like gray and cloudy and rainy whenever,
On the show,
on the show. So
right?
then it makes me just want like some tea, and I like cream in my tea. So I like tea with cream.
Me too.
And
Listen, I my boss's daughter. I was telling her about it. She was like, she was getting ready. I bought a small Keurig for the office,
mhm.
and so I got the pods and everything, and I have a variety of them. And she was like, Dawn, what's the English breakfast blend taste like? I'm like, oh, it's a black tea. And she's like, oh, and she had the creamer in her hand. She's like, can I put creamer? I was like, I do. I was like, it's the flavor is like a milk tea, like if you like milk teas and stuff. So she put it in there. She's like, I found my new love. I'm like, boom, there it
I
is.
I have been drinking. My mom has made tea with cream since I can remember. Before it was
Really?
like a big, like before now, yeah, the milk teas are out. But I've
Yeah.
had tea. I never drank tea black unless it was cold, like
Like iced
sweet
tea?
tea or iced tea. Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've only drank hot tea with cream. And
Mm-hmm.
so when people, I remember somebody questioning me the first time you put cream in your tea. I thought that's how everybody made tea because you put cream in your coffee. And
Right.
my dad was a coffee drinker, even though he liked his black. And my mom is a tea drinker, and she always made her tea with cream. And so growing
Mm-hmm.
up, she always had it that way. I did not know that you made tea, like warm tea without cream growing up. You know what I mean? When I was little,
Right.
because that's all. So she used to not only make it with cream, she would get Constant Comment. Um, it's by Bigelow is the brand, but it's Constant Comment, and I think that's how you say it. That was the tea. It's like a orange pico tea, kind
Uh-huh.
of. And then she would pour in carnation milk, like the little
Oh,
cream that you like. You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about? Little carnation cream. She would pour that in there, and then a little bit of sugar. It's like it's
Oh, that sounds good.
so good.
That sounds
And
good.
that's the only way. So I would have that with, like you said, some buttered toast, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Is it breakfast already?
Girl, who you telling? I was my grandma. She would do butter toast. She was the one who had me when I was younger, dipping my butter toast in my coffee, which
I've never
coffee with
done that
cream and
before.
sugar, and dip the toast. Oh man, me and her used to. I don't think I was supposed to be drinking coffee that young. But me and her be sitting at the kitchen table, dipping our butter toast in our coffee with cream and sugar.
You
Right.
weren't supposed to be drinking coffee that young back in the 1980s, but now, like, was that not just was that a us thing? And it's not like a thing anymore?
A
Because
lot of stuff is, Beth. A lot of stuff.
coffee was a grown up's drink. See,
Girl, you like
I could drink tea because to me, tea wasn't a grown up drink,
right.
but coffee was what grown ups drank. So I mean, like, it would
That was
never have
the
crossed
equivalent
my
of asking.
mind at like 10 or 11 to be drinking a cup of coffee
I
with
feel like
cream or
back in
sugar
the
or nothing.
I feel like back in the day, to ask for a coffee was the equivalent of asking for a beer. Like,
Or
you
a
know what I mean?
cigarette.
Like,
Might as well give
right,
me a cigarette.
right. Like, you just didn't do like kids now. Like, and I feel like I'm just kidding. I know I'm getting older, but I just feel like old beyond my years. It's like y'all back in my day, like kids nowadays don't get the luxuries that they get to enjoy that we didn't. You know what I mean? Like it's just like everything. Oh, kids and the parents getting kids Starbucks drinks
I
and
know.
stuff like
And
that.
not
I'm
just
like,
coffee, $6 coffee.
okay, you better get you some Sanka and hot water and mix that up. You better get you some
Sanka.
instant ground.
I heard Sanka in forever.
That was my grandma's drink, boy. Some Sanka. That was my
That's
first
hilarious.
introduction to coffee at a young age. Some instant.
What was the
Uh,
other one called? It was oh, it wasn't Sanka. It came, oh, I can see it. So I swear, was it like something's choice? It came like in
yes,
different
yes.
colors.
Mm-hmm. Taster's choice.
Taster's choice. Tasters, I think
Boom.
that's what it was.
I
Taster's
think so.
choice.
Yep. I'm telling you, like, oh man. And yeah, it's so funny that we're talking about that, even just like back in the day. Cause I was just thinking, like, man, like we just had some of like the best stuff. And just growing up, like 80s babies. I mean, I know you're not an 80s baby, that's not your fault. But
First of all, I might not have been an 80s baby, but I
but
was
you
a
experienced the
child of
80s.
the 80s.
Right, right, right.
I was still young in the 80s. Thank you very much.
I know. I didn't say that you wasn't Heifer. I'm trying to think. What's some other stuff, man? Sanka, man. Oh, I can't. Stuff don't even taste the same. I remember. So like I said, I was born in um Buffalo, New York. I remember sixlets. Remember sixlets back in the
Yes.
day? Like
I
the
didn't like
round
them, but I
M&Ms.
remember them. I didn't like them, but I remember them.
I did. Now I don't like them now. Like stuff don't taste the same naturally, but like Sixlets used to be my thing. Chico sticks even taste different. I remember Chico sticks all up in my teeth, all
Now
buttery
the
and
laters
coconut.
taste different.
Yes,
They're not the same texture or the same like material or whatever you
flavor.
call it.
They're not
They're
even the
not the
same.
same.
Mm-mm.
Now they got big and chewy. No, I don't want big
Nope.
and chewy. I want the kind that if you left them in the car for too long and they were cold, when you bit into them, they would break
To
and break your
break
tooth.
a million, like break your tooth, and then like when you did
Break
get
into a
through it,
million pieces.
yes, yes,
Um,
exactly,
I
exactly.
never liked Whoppers. I didn't like Whoppers, and that to me is what Sixlets were like. They were like that malted. They were malted. I hated Whoppers.
First, no, Sixlets were not malted.
But they weren't like M&Ms though, were they?
They were, but just a different flavor. Like you could definitely now, like I said, candy don't taste the same. Like the classic candies don't taste the same how they did back in the day. But back in the day, if somebody blindfolded you and popped the M&M in your mouth and then you could taste the difference between an M&M and a Sixlet.
I
Both
thought because
still
Sixlets were
chocolate.
malted.
No, where was you getting your candy from?
Maybe it was old chocolate and it was just dusty.
Maybe that's why you didn't like it.
Because aren't malt balls? Don't malt balls like when you bite the malt balls? They got like dust. Aren't they like dusty in the center?
Yes. Yeah. Now that's why, and I loved Whoppers. I did.
I
Now,
hated Whoppers.
love them. I love, and because then like back in the day, they used to fool you because sometimes not all the Whoppers were the malted balls. Like you bite into it and it was a little chewy. Those are the bad
What?
ones. They try to
Those were
trick you
because they were in
sometimes.
there too long. Oh, you know what else makes me think I hated like chewy candy? Do you remember Good and Plenty's?
Good and plenty.
They were like
Like
pink
the
and
Mike
white.
Mikes.
They look like that's where they got you. They look like Mike and Ike's.
But it was
They were
black
pink.
licorice,
It was
wasn't it?
black licorice on the inside.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Nasty. My aunt loves
They
black
were pink
licorice.
and white, and
Yep.
I thought they
They
were
were
going
gonna
to be
be
like a Mike and
fruity.
Ike, and they weren't. I was disgusted.
That's what you give to your enemies. You're like, hey, you want some of
Disgusted.
this? Yeah. No.
Good and Plenty's. I love me some Mike and Ike's, and they're not even like. I guess they're maybe the same. They're still the same, but I feel like now you got big. Like I used to like the little small boxes of like Mike and Ike's they used to get.
Right. What was
What
that flavor
else?
that you and your kids used to love?
Jolly Joes. They were great, girl. I could go through them. They were the grape version of Mike and Ike, and they were called Jolly Joes because they had hot tamales. Jolly Joes were grape, and Mike and Ike's, and I loved them. And I just like grape flavored things like Alexander the Grape. Do you guys remember those?
No.
Okay, see, I might be telling on myself.
Just a little. Now, what's Alexander the Grapes?
They were round grape candies, but they were like when you first put them in your mouth, like lemon heads. They were sour.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you sucked on them for a little bit, they would turn sweet, like sweet. I don't think they were as sour
Like
as
Sour
lemon.
Patch Kid kind of thingies?
No.
No. Yeah, I didn't really care for Sour.
Exactly.
Oh, but then I did love me some lemon heads. I also love me some
Love
Boston
lemon
baked
head,
beans.
Boston baked beans.
Woo! If y'all don't know, listen, because I know we got some listeners that are, on the
They know
younger. Well, we got some that are younger that may not have.
Okay.
Yeah, so Boston baked bean. What was that? It was like a candy coated peanut, and I'm not even a big.
It was a candy coated peanut.
Yeah, and I'm not even a big peanut fan, but I love me some Boston baked beans.
Boston baked beans.
And then remember, everybody turned the box.
Shell.
The box turned into a whistle when you empty it and then you blow into it and
Did we all have the same childhood?
I think so, because I bet you there's some people right now like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. Do you remember the cigarette gum?
Yes. My mama didn't like me chewing it though, but my daddy would let me get it.
It had powder on the outside so that when you like puffed it, it was like a cigarette.
Yes. Let me see. Oh, I was about to say one. What was it? Let me see. We had lemon heads, let's make beans. We said the Chico sticks. Okay, you remember wax bottles?
Love the wax bottles.
Loved them.
I always suck the juice out of them and then chew on the wax like I had gum.
Yep. And you could even make it pop too if you did.
You could make it pop like gum.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
Oh my goodness.
Jolly Rancher, but they were sticks. They were flat sticks.
They look like airheads. Like how airheads. Yes. Have you seen a Jolly Rancher stick in a minute?
No.
Me either. I know there's this one store online, and I'm gonna have to look at it, and I'm gonna try to provide the name the next time we drop a podcast. But they do like all throwback candy, and you can order online. And I mean, they got the Jolly Rancher sticks. They got the like the classic candies.
Because you can. Why would you discontinue them?
Exactly.
Like, why? Who needs Airheads and Warheads?
Right.
When you had the good stuff before. I don't like sour candy.
Now I don't mind
like
it.
Candy. I don't like it.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
like
mind it because I've had a Warhead or 3,000 and scratched up my tongue,
What?
or I said 1 or 3,000. The
Oh,
Warheads.
1 or 3,000.
But
I
then,
don't like sour candy.
like you eat them back to back, and then you get that little sore on the middle of your tongue because that citric acid that they wrap it in then ate through your taste buds. Yes,
I don't like it. Okay,
let me
Bit
see
o'
what else we got.
honey.
Oh
Bit o'
man,
honey. Your not your. It's like a pokey stick. What was it called?
cowtail.
Okay, I love the cowtails. Love them, but I like them in the thing that's a round one with the round
Buckeyes.
cowtail with the white cream in the middle. I just had some the
Yes.
other day.
The Buckeye. Are those Buckeyes? What they call?
They're
No,
not. I don't think they're called Buckeyes.
No.
I don't know what they're called, but I just had some yesterday. Or
Oh, I love
2 days ago. I just
I
bought
would
some.
push like when I
Push
have it
the
in my
cream.
yes, and then smash the caramel. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
and
the only
then
way to eat
slow
it.
pokes, like slow pokes and sugar daddies. So sugar daddies was the ball, but then slow poke was like it on a stick, like the caramel on a stick. It would pull your whole filling out.
No. Sugar babies were the little balls. Then slow pokes and sugar daddies are about the same.
Are they the same thing?
But yeah, but slow pokes had a different wrapper. But there were sugar daddy, and sugar daddy was on a stick too. Oh man,
it would pull your girl. It would pull if you had a filling.
Woo!
It would pull that filling straight out your mouth.
You don't even got to go to the dentist.
Nope.
You got to lose tooth, bite on a sugar daddy.
Bite on a sugar daddy.
And give it a yank.
Love me. I don't even know if they sell those anymore. Like, I think they still... I haven't seen sugar babies in a while either.
I'm trying to think.
That stuff is horrible for you, man. It was literally a ball of sugar.
Hey, but did you die? Listen, but did you die?
A box full of balls of sugar.
Oh, man, but it was so delicious.
So good.
So delicious. I know y'all out there licking your lips right now, aren't you? You can remember your favorite candy. Oh, what else was it?
And I don't think they even have stuff like that anymore. Now you go like I went to the store looking specific. I had a hankering for some. I have a sweet tooth. That's my thing.
Yes, you do.
Is sugar. And I went to the store trying to find some candies. It's like nothing anymore.
I remember when whatchamacallits came on the scene. I remember the commercial.
I remember the commercial. Me too.
Yes. And Zero, or no, was it Zeros?
What's that?
Zeros was the white chocolate candy that had like the nougat. It was like almost like a Musketeer.
Like
a Three Musketeer, but it was you don't remember Zeros?
I remember my thing, but I thought it was a cookie. I don't think I thought it was a candy bar.
No, it was a candy bar, and the wrapper was blue and silver.
So I don't like white.
We was doing so good, and you was really making a mark in my heart, and now
I don't like white chocolate.
That's
it's
ridiculous.
Like, why even call it chocolate? It's not chocolate. So why not call it something else?
How dare you
call it white milk candy? I don't know. It's not.
No, this stuff didn't. No, she didn't.
It's not chocolate. So I don't know. I don't like it. So
that's
because that's in those Oreos cookies and cream. Don't like it. That cookies and cream.
Hershey's
candy bar,
cookies and cream. The best
whatever,
candy bar ever.
Nope.
You're
wrong.
I'm sorry, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, and I don't mean it in a mean way, but you dumb. You dumb, because that's just you don't even know what you don't even know what you're missing out on. You was doing good. Oh my gosh, whatever, Beth. Beth, what else is going? Oh, first of all, back up. So I was saying I had poured me up a drink, but get this now. You know how I am.
Oh yeah, we started talking about this because what are you drinking on?
I got an
you never
amaretto sour.
Did you? Oh, nice. Old school.
I know. Right now, I'm a whiskey sour person naturally. But I did an amaretto sour because, first of all, Di Serono is just bomb diggity. But I didn't have ice, and you know me. I when I make a drink, the 3/4 of the cup is ice, and the rest is liquor. But I didn't have any ice, and so I can't drink a room temperature whiskey sour. Now, amaretto sour, I don't mind, but I don't know. I can't do a warm whiskey sour. So
Whiskey sour.
I looked at.
But don't you drink whiskey? Do you drink whiskey with ice in it, or do you drink whiskey straight?
I drink. I know it's a faux pas, but I drink whiskey on ice. I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I do
right.
enjoy it on ice. I know, like, if you're a real deal whiskey drinker, you're supposed to drink it just like the people who drink wine. It's like you're supposed to drink wine, room temperature. No, give me the ice. Freeze it,
Right.
slush it, do what you gotta
Ooh, I
do,
love a
but make
wine
it cold.
slushy. Yeah.
Yeah. So amaretto sour, and it's good though too. Like I said, I got
Yum.
the diesel.
I haven't had one of those in like years.
Right? And that's what it's like. I haven't had an amaretto sour in a minute, but it's very nice. And I mixed it just right. You got to mix it to where it has that even balance. So it's smooth right now. And like I said, even for it being warm, but it's going down smooth.
Yum.
You got anything?
Well, I did.
Oh, why you say
it's gone? Because it's gone.
Gone. Justin Timberlake. Gone. What did you have?
I had a Paloma.
Ew. Ain't that with grapefruit? Grapefruit?
It was with...
I can't say it right.
It's with grapefruit soda.
Oh.
So I used a Fresca. Or you can use Squirt.
Yeah. Talk about back in the day, boy. And they changed that too, but go ahead. I digress.
So I use that. It's that and tequila, and then I squirted some fresh lime juice in it, and there you go.
That sounds bitter.
No, it's not bitter at all because the soda has sugar in it.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting but I think a classic Paloma is with fresh grapefruit juice.
You can use grapefruit juice, or you can use grapefruit soda.
Oh, grapefruit. Oh, who said it now?
I don't think I said grapefruit.
We'll listen to the playback for the people.
Listen to the playback. Grapefruit soda and the tequila. So it's not, and I don't mind. I don't know. It might be a little bit bitter, but I don't mind. Like I can drink a vodka soda. I don't have to have it sweet. As a matter of fact, what I like about the, Squirt's pretty sweet. Fresca, it's sweet, but it's light. You know what I mean? So I like light liquors. I like light drinks, things that aren't so heavy. So,
and that's why we're friends, because I'm the opposite. I like brown liquor. I like heavy drink.
So I don't mind. Now, no, don't get me wrong. I'll drink some whiskey and I'll drink, I like a bourbon.
Right.
So that's, so I'll drink dark liquors, but like for the most part, I like a light liquor. So I'm going to go for a tequila, a vodka, a white rum, because that is just, I like it. It feels a little bit lighter. It doesn't feel so heavy.
Man, but when you said squirt now, I feel like growing up back in the day when Fresca came out, I thought that was a fancy drink. Like when I was younger, I'm like, ooh, Fresca. Like, have you seen those memes where it talks about like, when we were kids, we thought this was fancy, just like that Vienna ice cream. Like that fancy, it looked like it was like a
Vienna ice cream.
Vienna. It was like a fancy ice cream cake. And it was like, you would only get that for like,
I don't know what that is, Dawn.
Vienna cake. Oh, I think it's Vienna. Help me, somebody say it. Yeah, that's it. No, it was like it was like crispy layers, and I listen. I dreamed about that. I felt like we didn't even have enough money. Like the commercial would come on, and that was something like a goal. That's a goal.
Sausage?
No,
I know about Vienna sausage.
I'm gonna pop you in the throat when I see you.
Vienna ice cream, you said?
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Of course.
But no, it was like a special occasion kind of deal. I think I had it over somebody's house, and I was like,
"Oh, yep, that's exactly what it is." I don't think I've.
You don't remember that? That was back in it, like I said, back in the day.
Well,
that was like,
one thing says Vienna, and one thing says Viennetta.
I don't know.
Two things that they look like they're the same thing.
Yeah,
but maybe one's just a different. Good Humors was called Viennetta, and the other ones I see is called Vienna, but it's the same type of thing. It looks like a chocolate, and ice cream cake or something,
And like,
maybe?
yes, I'm telling you, I had it over somebody's house one time and I was like, oh, you rich. That's when I was little. Cause I just thought like you like you had to have
Oh, it
money
looks
to
kind of
get.
like ribbon. It's like layered and ribbony. It's pretty.
Yes.
And like maybe
I'm
like espresso or something on the top, or chocolate
I'm
dusting
telling
or
you.
something. Yeah,
Just
it's
like Grey
pretty.
Poupon. Remember when Grey Poupon came out? And like even
Who's
the
pasta Grey
commercial?
Poupon?
Exactly. And now I'll be buying it to use in some of my recipes. I'm like, man, this ain't just some mustard. Ain't nothing. I thought you had to have money to get Grey Poupon. That's how they marketed it.
Well, they made it sound like it because there was a woman in a like
Rolls Royce.
yeah, it's a Rolls Royce asking to pass the Grey Poupon.
Do you have
Excuse me,
any Grey
sir. Can
Poupon?
you? Yes. Do you have any Grey Poupon? This is
Man,
a retro episode.
I
You got
know,
me
right?
nostalgic.
We went back. Hey,
Speaking of,
yes,
listen to this. Okay, maybe this is just a regional thing. I grew up in Ohio, Northeast Ohio.
right.
So today, I'll explain later. I had to get fingerprinted, and um, it's another time. No, it's another time. Another story.
Okay, okay.
So I had to get fingerprinted, and
Lord, I almost spit
so
my drink out.
my,
Okay, okay. I'm back with
and
you.
my
Shut up, Beth.
fingerprints were not like taking really like not very clearly. You know what I mean? They weren't like showing up very well.
Why
So
not, Beth?
I don't know. Whenever I go to the gym and I put my hands on the little thing and it's supposed to be able to read your like heart rate through the tips of your fingers, mine never work. You know what I
Because
mean?
you're an
I think
alien. You're an
I
alien.
don't know what it is.
Because
But
everybody
anyway,
else's
so they
fingerprints come up.
yeah, mine. So he was like, I'm having trouble getting, he said, I'm going to give you something to put on your fingerprints to kind of make it a little bit, to make them come through. It should help. He brought out something. It's called corn huskers. Does anybody remember or know what that is? It is
Sounds familiar.
distinct. If you know corn huskers, you know corn huskers. As soon as he poured that on my hands, he's like, sometimes he said, lots of times in Florida, he said, because there's a lot of old people, he said sometimes their fingerprints don't always show up. And so I didn't mean to sound that like I was like being disdainful. That's not what I meant. He was just saying that lots of times there's a lot of people, their fingerprints don't show up. So he puts on that cornhuskers on them and it makes them show up. And so he put it on mine and it helped mine too. I don't know if he said because when it gets cold outside, sometimes their fingertips are really dry. And, I don't have very good circulation in my fingertips. So
Oh, Lord.
anyway, that's my Reynolds. Anyway, so he put it on as
That is
soon
what
as
I
you
was
put it
waiting
on.
for.
What?
Your diagnosis of yourself.
Oh, yeah, my Reynolds. So anyway, he was like, as soon as you put it on, he put it on, it worked. But as soon as I said, cornhuskers. I said, I haven't seen cornhuskers in forever. He said, where did you grow up? And I told him, he said, it's funny. He said, because when I use this stuff, nobody ever knows what this is. But whenever I, give it to somebody who's grown up, maybe like
In the
in
East Coast.
in the Northeast,
Yeah.
he said they all know what it is. And
But Beth, you
so
still ain't said what it
even though
is.
Ohio is the Midwest, Northeast Ohio is like up by Pennsylvania, kind of by Pennsylvania. So anyway,
But Beth, you ain't
it
said what
is.
it is.
It looks like and feels like watery snot,
Ew.
but
Wait,
it
yeah,
smells like not. It doesn't smell like that. It
She
has
said
a,
it smells the opposite. It looks like snot, but it smells like
it
not.
looks like snot in a bottle. When you pour it out, it's a little bit waterier than snot.
Oh.
But it has a pleasant smell.
Ugh.
But I remember it when I was little. We had it in our house, and I swear I remember using it for lotion.
Shut up.
I don't know why we had cornhuskers. I don't know what the purpose of it. Like, I don't know do you use it as a moisturizer? I don't know.
Is it like an
That's why I
aloe vera kind of dealio?
maybe like, okay, I'm going to Google it.
Oh.
I don't really know if I have if we can do one podcast with me not saying I'm going to Google that, it'll be a miracle. But
challenge.
it I don't know what it was made for.
Oh
But
my
it's like it's kind
goodness.
of like it's not an oil, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. But it's a pleasant smell. And I
Okay.
remember putting it on my knees and my ankles.
Mm.
Growing up.
Okay.
But I have
Okay.
not seen Cornhuskers in forever. And so he said that, and as soon as he cracked open the bottle, the smell instantly, I was like, it
Shot you
took me
back.
right
Oh.
back to being like 7 and 8 years old. I promise.
Oh.
So it was so funny that we're talking about all this retro stuff because okay, listen, I Googled it and it said Cornhuskers lotion. All
Okay.
right. Cornhuskers, what is Cornhuskers lotion good for? According to Google, it moisturizes and softens dry, chapped, or cracked skin. Lotion forms a barrier over the skin to prevent moisture loss. Lotion also cools and soothes sunburn and windburn. It's oil free. I'm gonna have to. I
So is
don't know
this
how to
still so it's
describe
sold
it.
in stores? I'm gonna have to check it out.
Listen, one of the questions is, can I use Cornhuskers lotion as lube? That gives you an idea of the consistency of Cornhuskers.
This is a family show. It's a, it's a family show.
I was reading it. Oh, but it's good because it shows you. That's what I'm saying. That's just the. I mean, that's just.
I can't.
Oh,
I'm trying not to
oh.
go, but I can't breathe. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Maybe I should have read one of the other questions. Is Cornhuskers lotion good for your feet?
Please get off of Google. Turn it off. Turn it all the way off. I can't
Why
with
do
you.
they call it Cornhuskers lotion? Since 1919, this has been soothing discomfort of irritated, chapped, or cracked skin. Developed for Iowa corn farmers whose hands were regularly exposed to harsh conditions. Fast absorbing corn huskers will soothe and soften skin.
There's nothing else that you can say.
But I bet you kind of know what I'm talking about as consistency of corn huskers now.
I don't want to talk to you at all anymore at this point. At all. Oh Lord. But this answer, I promise you. I'm trying to. I don't want to think about you. Okay, we gotta bring it back. Okay. You're such a dodo.
I mean, it's not,
just shush. Just shush, okay? Can't people Google it. Shut up, man. Just shut up. Oh, daggone Cornhuskers. We can't even come back from that.
Well,
that's why it was a special feature.
In.
Right?
Thanks for tuning in.
Get you guys later.
I ain't saying.
But I'm saying. No, are we really ending it or are we going to keep going? I'm ending it. We'll catch y'all later. This was a special feature. Hope you enjoy until you come back when the regular podcast will drop. But like I said, this was
next
just
Monday.
Yes. Yep. No. Well, Sunday night. We usually drop it on Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
So enjoy, and this is
right.
What you got to look forward to. I ain't saying.
But I'm saying.
We out. Bye. Bye.